Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 53 of The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, pop culture, movies, that type of things. So with us today we have Jim Collector, we have Phil aka Rogue One Photography, and we have Eddie Money Mendes. How are you this evening or today, guys?
Pretty good.
Grand.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Good
Very
stuff. We've one or two nice drop today to talk about. It seems to be one of those occasions where they've improved from the prototype by all accounts, I think. Got Beetlejuice.
Definitely.
If I take a look at maybe both Beetlejuices, the sideshow and the newly announced Beetlejuice Hot Toys version. Will we get straight into it? So before I address the chat, maybe, well, Eddie, I'm going to throw something up there, and maybe if you want to get us started and what you want to talk about. So, Eddie's choice. What you want to talk about?
Let's see. Let's go with the binoculars. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they're binoculars. They are indeed. So what we're going to do very quickly is I'm just going to go through. This is kind of similar to what we did last week. So what I've got here is just sideshow. It's the Hot Toys that they have on pre-order, and it's just the 6 scale Hot Toys, and it's arranged from pre-orders from. I've set it to filter the newest first, and I've gone back to the third page, which is basically just taking a look at some of these things. Is there anything there that's standing out to you? Just going to go through the panel ending. I'm just going to scroll through some of these things. Ignore the things that have been released, like Obi-Wan, She-Hulk, Anakin. But there are the things here that say, if you want to just maybe anything there that particularly catches your eye that you're interested in, maybe you have on pre-order that you're interested in at all.
Probably Bane. I think Bane's the only one that stands out to me.
That is, yeah, just there's a few things. Obviously, I've got the 89 coming and the Return of the Jedi Vader, but yeah, the Bane definitely stands out to me. I hope it's as good as the prototype looks. What about yourself, Phil? Anything jumping out to you there?
Yeah, it's going to be tech, because we've been sat on 4 of the Bad Batch for quite some time now.
Good point. Yeah, and it's kind of, he's different as well, isn't he? Like kind of like his armor's kind of like white and the rest of it's kind of grey.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the helmet's completely different and everything as well. But
yeah, cool looking piece. Yeah. What about yourself, Jim?
Great game for me as well. I'm looking forward to him coming out. I had the 1.0, which I did the whole price and body swap thing, and I really like that. But this new one just looks grand. It's released, but also I'm so tempted to pick up the 89 Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I got you. The that Bane is kind of, I think it's that and the Yellow and Blue Suit Wolverine are my 2 most anticipated pre-orders, I gotta say. Cheers for that, folks. Really quickly going to address the chat before we continue on with the show. So obviously, folks, the channel giveaway, and that'll be on the Hope Show on Monday the 21st of October. You have to be a channel member, either Trooper or Commander, to participate and be with a chance of winning. I will outline the prizes. So far we've got like 4 different prizes from 3 different sponsors. Yeah, so if you want to be with a chance to win, consider becoming a channel member. It's the link to channel membership is, as usual, the first comment, and it's pinned to the chat. We've got an Irish collector here. Okay, we're a rare breed. Dave's Man Cave Ireland. Hey Shane, hope you have a good show. We'll catch up after work. Interested in hearing your thoughts on the Jazzinc Batmobile, having the 66 and the 22 and the Batwing. I've total faith in it. Gotta say, I think that Batwing was the most impressive thing they've ever done from what I've seen. But I don't own any of their stuff yet. Of course, we have Phil. He is a channel member. He's a panel member. He's got the blue wrench, so behave yourselves. We got Neil Horrific. We got X-Men Supreme. Both channel members, thank you very much. So they'll be in that drawer giveaway. Of course, we have Thrawn's Office, who he's channel member, panel member, and he's actually a mod as well. He won't be with us tonight, but he couldn't make it, but he'll be missed. We got Ryan Smith. We got X-Men Supreme, loving that updated head sculpt from Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got Mike Feller with the exclamation marks. Gotta say, Kenobi looks like you now. Yeah, I do think so. We got X-Men Supreme. You nearly caught me there, Eddie, and not falling for that. We got Mark Mitchell. Hello, everyone. Channel member, thanks very much. Do appreciate it. We got, look at this guy. We got Mario here. Good stuff. A rare appearance. Well, actually, no. Mario kind of, I think when we're live, he usually dips in and out. So that's greatly appreciated. And I was glad to see him. Got on LWO the other night because he sent me the link, I think 2 Fridays ago. But it was just the middle of the night. I couldn't even open my eyes. But I got on for the end of Saturday. Yeah, and it was always a good time there. So Talia Meyer from Germany. We got Jim Collector. Thanks very much for being here. We have got Jose G. Hernandez. Bum they can't join. He's still in Hawaii. Yeah, I'd say you're sickened to be in Hawaii. Get out of here. Yeah, you're missed. And we got to bring you back. We got to bring you back for the whatchamacallit, the face off, and see if you can protect your title. A live stream ain't a live stream without King Ding-a-ling. Just what a great name. Hi everyone. So looks awesome out there, Jose. The Jurassic World stuff is dope. Was he on like a special tour or something?
Yeah, I think he was on a tour that took you across like all the filming sites of Jurassic World. Something
That's
like that.
pretty
He was
cool.
posting it on his Instagram.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That is pretty cool. We got Tijuana Mike, aka King Churro. That's a great name. What's up, gentlemen? What's up? Thanks for being here. The Humble Collector UK, looking forward to show, makes my Monday. Cool. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for being here. And who else? Yes, the Jazzwing. The Jazzwing, the Jazzinc Batwing is pretty damn impressive. We got Mario shouting out Chirito. We got Mark Attack. I think we're kind of up to Mark Attack saying very, very cool shirt there, Phil. So yeah, good stuff. So yeah, that's it. The chat addressed. You know what? We're going to do something else before we go into the kind of basics and stuff like that. Jim, what you want to talk about?
How we kick it with Beetlejuice?
Pardon me?
Should we kick it with Beetlejuice?
Oh, Beetlejuice, yeah. That'll do. So,
That'd be interesting.
Sure, why not? I watched Beetlejuice the other night, the original, again. And it still cracks me up. Michael Keaton's just... The man is good at what he does. All right, so what's this? $330? I think it's $330, I believe.
I have no idea.
That's about right.
Yeah. So yeah, look, take it away there, Jim. I'll flick through the pictures. If you there's anything you particularly want me to, any particular you want me to stop on or move on or go back to, just let me know.
I mean, the big standout for me is this right here. That kind of I have been stung. I mean, that kind of sells the figure for me right there and then. Just
The left sculpt
phenomenal.
or both sculpts?
The left one. That's if I got this, that's how I would 100% display it. I'm not convinced yet if I'm going to pick it up. I like the original Beetlejuice. I haven't seen the sequel, but I don't think it's for me, as you would say, a triple threat. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good film. I didn't watch Beetlejuice till I was a lot older, so I haven't got that kind of like, nostalgic feel for it as much. But it's such a rocking film. It is fun to watch.
Nostalgia empties wallets, man.
It does. So I'm kind of, I might be safe, but then we're about to get into spooky season, so that might, sway me because I'll probably start jonesing for some more horror type figures as I always do in October. But I have to come to the newspaper.
Yeah, the afterlife.
That's like a paper or is it plastic? It's probably plastic.
Can you see Michael Keaton here?
Yes, it's not as big on as Sideshow. Sideshow are weird. Sometimes they'll just have like with the Darth Maul, the sculpts on the Darth Maul was a lot nicer than the Hot Toys one. Well, not nicer, but not more accurate from my view. And I think they might have got Keaton's likeness a little bit better, but then I haven't seen him in the sequel that this is based off of. So, depending on that, it could be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the nose, cheeks, maybe not the forehead so much.
This here, that's a Sideshow one. I think the likeness is a bit better, but after watching the movie the other night, I don't recall him having hair like that. Like that's kind of like a 80s hair metal band. It's too thick. It's kind of like it's almost like a lion's mane or something. Like
has anybody seen the sequel? Does he actually look like that in the sequel? I haven't seen it, but
well, this one here, the one on screen is the Sideshow one that's based on.
Right, sorry.
The first one. And then this one here is Beetlejuice by Hot Toys,
After watching the new movie, I watched it on Saturday, I think. And it looks a lot like him. Both look like him. I think it's just we don't realize like how different he looks when he's older. Like cuz it does look a lot like him.
That's a fair point.
Is it? Yeah. Is it 30 plus years or something? Or?
1988.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's a long time.
That's 36 years. So he was probably 70 now. So he's just basically twice as old as he was. And that's kind of one of the points that I made. Initially, I saw these photos and I'm not seeing Michael Keaton in it, although I haven't seen Beetlejuice. And this is based on him and Beetlejuice. So I think I'd be more informed after I see the movie. So it's good to hear, Eddie, that you're saying that now, because you've seen the movie, he does actually look like this. His face looked kind of it must look considerably different from 35 years ago.
They did a good job capturing all the wrinkles. Like it like I would say that it looks really, really good. But the Sideshow one does too. He looks different in both movies. Like he's a lot older. But I think both of them are great. The only thing that I agree with the hair on the Sideshow one, like it's too thick. It should be thinner. It's a lot more in the first movie. It's a lot more flat like this with like just like more strands that you could see, and the Sideshow one does look more full. So if you got the Sideshow one, I'd say you'd have to do like a bit of futzing and put product in there to make it look like just more individual strands and thicker in certain spots. But I think it would still look good. You just gotta mess with it. And then this one, the hair, they captured more of the look, but I think it's too green. In some of the pictures I was seeing where it's like actually on display, the prototype, like it's really, really green, like almost like grass, and you can't really see the blonde in it. Even in these pictures, it looks more blonde. See, this one looks a little more green. Yeah. Or there, it looks really green. Like there is more blonde in it than the Hot Toys showed.
Tombstone's pretty cool as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the accessories I think is what makes the Hot Toy one stand out.
Yeah, the two head sculpts and the Tombstone.
They could have thrown a lot more in with the Sideshow one. I think that would have made it cooler. Because this one has some cool stuff from the movie.
It's a bit of a funny one. It's because it's like when the RoboCop 3 was announced, I was like, okay, great, worst case scenario, I'll pick that up. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to work backwards on that. It was a figure that I really wanted that goddamn chair. And it's nice having I'm actually, every time I mention RoboCop, I feel like I'm just winding up Eddie now, but like I'm actually not. I'm genuinely being okay here. So like I really wanted the chair, Eddie, and I've heard people say that like that figure is one of their best die casts, so I was kind of going, okay, I'm going to take the chance here, and I'd read about issues, and I went and got a brand new one, and it's worked out. It stands, it's fine, it's a lovely piece, and I'm glad I went for that one. But I like the way it's branded, RoboCop from just the first one and not 3, because 3 was terrible. 3 was, So don't watch 3 yet. You didn't like the first one. You definitely won't like the third one. But
Yeah, I
maybe
heard
like this here. Yeah, it's not. It's 1 and 2. Yeah, but this here, like, I think if I want one not made by Slideshow, made by Hot Toys from the first one that looks like he did in the first one. 'Cause that's the one I watched when I was a kid, and I just don't trust Sideshow based on like I've never owned one, let's be fair, hands up in the air, but just the reviews alone, how those 2 animated Clone Wars figures turned out was just not cool. They had a relatively good prototype, but then the paint applications were poor. I think they had trouble standing on their own. The cut and sew and the tailoring was poor. And I've heard their Mythos line, Kenobi and Boba Fett, they're really, really loose. But then I've heard other people saying their horror line's pretty good and they've improved their bodies. So yeah, it's an easy pass for me. But I'm looking forward to seeing the second movie. But I just don't expect to like it as much. Did you like it? Mm-hmm. Did you like it more than the first one, or as much, or were there parts out of you were like, no, this is no, or like, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot. Me and my girlfriend, we both enjoyed it a lot. It's different. It's still Tim Burton, but it's like
good.
The only way I could describe it is it's turned up a notch. Like there's more goofiness, more. Yeah. Like the story is way more out there. Like the original one is just a story of, a couple dies and they haunt the people that are living in their house.
Yeah.
And there's some funniness mixed in with that aspect. This one is a little bit crazier of a story, and there's just like a lot more comedy, I guess. It's good. It's just it's different. I would say the first one's slightly darker than this one is, but
I'm still looking forward to seeing it, man.
Still good,
I'm still looking forward to seeing it. But it even after all these years, it just cracked me up watching it the other night, and even like that. Like in the first one with the sandworms, it was like, even though it was like 88, they clearly weren't doing those scenes to be looking realistic. They were clearly kind of almost like Nightmare Before Christmas-esque, that kind of like real simple shapes and stuff like that. It would have worked. Like, have they carried, like, does this kind of look, is there parts in this that look like the special effects were bad, but they're just more like trying to make it look like the 80s one? Or
yeah, no, definitely, it still has that.
That's cool. I think that's
Burton
cool.
Style of Nightmare Before Christmas, or his claymation kind of stuff. It still has that a lot. There's a lot of it actually, and
I love that.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's still pretty cool.
Because even the bit in the first one when they go to they go to meet their caseworker, and I don't know it's like purgatory or whatever, the afterlife or whatever it's called, and I loved all that, like the way it was like people in suits or puppets and stuff like that, and all the weird people, the girl cut in half and the guy with the tiny head.
Yeah.
I loved all that. I just thought that was really, really, really
You're
cool.
You're gonna like this one then, because it's still
cool,
all of that is still in there. Yeah, it's all still pretty good. So.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I wish it was like maybe a bit closer to Halloween, but I suppose this would be the first kind of Halloween-esque movie to kick off the season, because September will be gone before we know it. Anyone else want to say anything else about this?
My 7-year-old son said to me when I was flicking through the pictures, he said, "Dad, what happened to Joker?"
Very good. Very good. That's funny. The last thing we need is another Joker. But yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, just shout out to the channel members. Yeah, there we go. I thought I'd made a mistake. Evil Sneaker Steve joined last week. We got Yomo, Danny Spotchka, Howard Potts, Kenneth Jacobson, H.N. Silverfox, who's usually here. He's not currently with us, so he's going to rejoin next week. It's stuff to do. Same Jose G. Hernandez is in Hawaii. Brian Wong, thank you very much. My module case has arrived at the weekend, so I was kind of like busy with that. Everything behind me is not disappearing. Everything will just be a bit higher because I'm replacing the riser. The Ben Thomas Show, Eddie Money Mendez, who is here as well. Jim Collector, who's also here as well. Lancelot's Nerd Corner. Thrawn's Office, who is a mod. He's usually with us, but he's working tonight, I think. Hopefully he'll be with us next week or the week after. And we got Ryan Smith as well. So thank you very much to the troopers. Of course, if you're still channel members, on the 21st of October, you'll be entered into those giveaways. Of course, we've got the commanders here who get all their YouTube handles showcased or shown at the end of all the content. They're kind of like producers of the channel, like this. So really quickly, coming soon, I'm kind of, I suppose, about 3/4 of the way through my Deadpool 2 Special Edition figure review, and I absolutely love it. You'll notice as well, the symbol on the right top corner is usually Lion Rock Toys, because I buy 99% of my figures off Lion Rock Toys. In this particular case, I did reach out to them, but they said they weren't actually going to that particular con and wouldn't be able to get it, so I went with Jeremy Casa Plastic Hero Collectibles for this particular one. But yeah, I'm still buying from Lion Rock Toys, obviously. So yeah, it's just with this one, just happened to go with Plastic Hero Collectibles. So, and I got it nice and quick. Doing an interview with the man of the moment. Thursday week, folks. It's scheduled there. So if you're into Jazzinc, maybe you're a Jazzinc loyalist, or you're a Jazzinc hater, or you're just like me. I really like that machine, and I hope it turns out well. But look, I interviewed Joost a few months back before this, the point where we are now with the beta test releases. I'm looking forward to chatting to him again. What I like about Joost is I had a list of questions for him, and backstage I said, would you like to see the questions? And he said no. So I had free reign to ask him whatever I wanted. I thought that was a brave move, because there was a few tricky questions I did ask him, but he, answered them all. No problem. So when I scheduled this interview for Thursday week, I did say, look, do you want to have a look at some of the questions? He goes, nope, same again. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you're into that, next Thursday it's already scheduled. Channel member giveaway. All of this stuff has been donated from either Fusion Reactors Kit on Instagram. I will drop their Instagrams. The Luke lights, they're the people that make the lights for my Blaladins behind. They also make Detoff lights and Millsville lights and Lion Rock Toys there, who I buy from 99% of the time. So the channel members giveaway on the 21st of October on the Hope Show. One of the prizes donated by Fusion Reactors Kit is a light up kit for the Mark III 2.0. They've also donated one of their LED lightsabers. They've told me it's actually the Luke one. That's pretty cool. So like if you have a Luke and you're always curious about this, they're not CCFL, these ones are LED. Luke Light themselves have donated $168 worth of store credit. And Lion Rock have donated a brand new inbox Axe Woves. So that will be on the Hope Show Monday, October 21st. So if you want to be given a chance to win, become a channel member. Thank you very much. Okay, Phil, what you want to talk about?
We'll go with fire then, please.
Okay, so if you ever watched an episode of the show I do Visions, where I sit down with a different collector and discuss the past, the present, and the future of their collecting journey, I always finish with the same question. It's, what are your 3 fire figures? So in this hypothetical ridiculous situation where your house is on fire and everyone is safe outside and you have time to safely grab 3 6-scale figures. I know this is ridiculous, folks, but just play the game. What are your 3 fire figures that you'd like, you know what, if I had time I'd grab them? So no vehicles, no quarter scale, no statues. 3 1/6 scale figures. What are you grabbing? Phil, do you want a moment?
No, Boba Fett, R2-D2 and C-3PO. All right. Empire Strikes Boba.
Yeah, cool. So you went straight for the the Return of the Jedi C-3PO and the R2-D2's Attack of Clones?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 excellent choice. And their figures that would look cool, just the 3 of them. Even if that was your collection or rebuilding your collection, it would look pretty cool.
Yeah, I probably would have gone for a Vader, but that would have meant leaving either R2 or C-3PO. And you can't
yeah,
have the
I get that.
There's so many Vaders at the moment.
Yeah. I can't. Eddie looks really deep in thought there, so I might go to Jim there. Eddie, do you want to go, or are you thinking?
I don't think my answer is like what people want it to be.
But that's exactly why you're here. We don't bring you here to agree with us, Eddie. Or is it like, is it just, this is a stupid question, Shane? That's okay. That's okay.
No, like, because I'm constantly selling stuff and contemplating what I want, and like right now I'm in a bit of a lull, and like nothing is really that important to me, but I have one figure that I've had since I started collecting 1/6 scale, and I haven't sold ever. I have two actually, so I'll go with those two, I guess. The Blitzway Zorro from Mask of Zorro, I think is the first one, and I have, I think it's Quantum Mechanics, Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride. I've had those two figures since I've started collecting 6 scale, and I haven't sold them, and I haven't really thought about selling them. So those are probably my two. Other than that, the stuff is come and gone, even stuff that I love. So that's why that's always a hard question for me, because I don't really think there would be anything I'd grab in a fire. Probably the Zorro would be the number one.
Nah, man, if there's a fire, I'm out of here. There's nothing. It's just,
I don't really care. That.
By nature, it's a ridiculous question. I totally get that. No, but solid reasoning though. If they've obviously hung around for a reason, so yeah. And Jim,
Can you guys hear me fine, by the way?
yeah.
Apparently earlier I was a bit choppy. Sweet.
Very good.
Top 3 for me, it will be my World Box Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. Couldn't leave that guy behind. It would have to be Kenobi Vader, and probably my Hot Toys Alien Warrior. Those would probably be the 3.
Oh,
I would
that's a
definitely
topical one at the moment. I didn't really think this one through. I know the DX13, surely to God. Like it just, the DX13. Although the thing is, they could be dropping a 2.0 that, you know. But like currently, as of today, it'd be the DX13. I gotta say, I think that Iron Man Mark 6. It's my first Iron Man. It's my favorite suit. Love the battle damage and the triangular arc-shaped reactor. And I think it's not behind me, but I think I'd go INART Rooted Joker, the purple coat one. After all the hassle I did trying to get it, I think that's what I'd be picking on the way out. So yeah, thanks for humouring me there, boys. Back to Eddie. What do you want to talk about?
Let's do the snap. It's my favorite.
Cool. All right, let's get into the snap. Where is it? Okay, so this is really random. Yeah, I was under a bit of pressure time-wise, but yeah, the premise is the same. But given that we were talking about Beetlejuice and it's topical at the moment, and I was watching it the weekend, these are two obviously Tim Burton movies. I think two of his best movies. Well, obviously 89 and Returns goes without saying, but after that, these are two that really do spring to mind. So if you had to get rid of one of them, what would you snap? Eddie, what you think?
This one's actually kind of tough. Not that either one of them are like, they're nostalgic, but they're not like super like my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's not Batman 89. Yeah.
But it's hard because Edward Scissorhands being named Eddie or Eduardo, like obviously my whole life I've heard Edward Scissorhands, and it's like iconic as well. And but I think I would snap that one because just Beetlejuice. I rewatched the first one before we went to watch the second one, and that movie's awesome, man. It's funny and like Tim Burton-y, and like I don't know. I think for me it represents Tim Burton more than Scissorhands does for me. So I'd snap that one.
Fair. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, kind of with Eddie here, like neither of these are like huge films for me. I mean, I've seen it both. They're both good films, but they're not like like massive. I'd probably snap Edward Scissorhands, so keep Beetlejuice. I like the kind of Halloween vibes it has.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally then, Phil, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to be quite upfront now because aside from Batman, I don't like Tim Burton movies.
Mad.
Never have. I don't know why. My wife loves them, but I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like he uses the same actors and actresses and a lot. I'm just not a fan for whatever reason. But So
Yeah,
this is quite
no, that's
easy. I
fair.
mean, I say it's easy for me. I mean, out of the two, it'd probably be Edward Scissorhands because I'm more likely to go back and watch Beetlejuice than I am Edward Scissorhands.
No, that's a fair point. I think I'm the only one that's going to snap Beetlejuice. It's not an easy decision, but I just thought this is a weird reason for picking Edward Scissorhands. At the very end of the movie, I don't want to, it's a very sad ending. And I remember as a kid watching it going, what, that's it? Like, that's it? And I remember feeling like really empathizing with Edward Scissorhands' character going, like, that is awful. But like with the music and the scene where Winona Ryder is dancing and the ice sculpture and stuff like that, it was kind of like a lot of my favorite movies have that kind of almost hopeful but sad ending that elicits an emotional response. The same with music. There's a lot of my favorite artists, some of the songs they're quite sad, like, and I remember being a kid going, I don't get it. This isn't a happy ending. Why isn't this a happy ending? Like, you know, because you used to watching like kids cartoons or whatever like that, movies where typically the good guys always win, but it's such a like almost, it's a really, do you remember the ending I'm talking about, like where things they don't work out for him, really. I don't know. I really, even though it was sad, I really, now in hindsight, I quite enjoyed how it ended. But yeah, it's a strange reason for picking over Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is great, but yeah, so that was the first one. The next one, this is for you, Eddie. I think I know what you're going to do, but I may have been wrong before.
This would be an easier choice, like last year or whenever I watched Alien the first time, because I didn't care for it too much. I was like, it's
yes,
overrated.
yes. I'm glad that you came back from that. Did you just like, how did that happen? Did you rewatch it and then like get it or what?
I think I watched Aliens, and I loved Aliens, and so I was like, I don't know. I fell in love with the xenomorph and all that from Aliens, and so I went back and I don't know. I guess I was not in the right headspace watching Alien the first time, and now I appreciate it so much more. Just the time frame and
it was 1979.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. It's a hard choice because I actually think I'll watch Alien more than I would the first Predator movie, but I can't snap Arnold, so I would snap Alien because I love Arnold too much, man.
Yeah. We got, this is funny. We have 6K reviews. Conspiracy, hashtag I told you so, hashtag Jazzinc is scamming us. Sorry, there's actually a tinfoil hat underneath this cap, Eddie, or sorry, Dan. So your mind control is not going to work on me. I've had an awakening, man. Second movie is great, not as good as the first. That's according to Stanley. Dan saying, "What up, everyone?" Dan, are you at work or do you need a? Do you want or need a link? If you're at work, that's no problem. You can always quit your job, sell your soul, and just get on here. Let us know, and we can link you. Mark Attack thinks you've got hacked. So yeah. What else do we have? Fat Gadget. So they use a lot of stop motion for effects. I just love that. I got to see A New Hope for the first time in the cinema last Thursday. Never seen it in the cinema. I was like -6 years old when it was released, so it wasn't an option. I didn't get to see the special editions in the cinema, but it was actually special editions they showed. But look, not a deal breaker. I actually like some of the scenes at the end when they attack the Death Star. There's some extra bits there where you can kind of see inside the cockpits of the X-Wing. I actually quite like that, and yeah, it was cool. And this week they're showing Empire Strikes Back, so I'm going to see Empire Strikes Back on Thursday, and the week after they're showing Return of the Jedi. So in the last month, I've seen the Terminator. I will have seen the original Star Wars trilogy in cinema. I've never seen. What's not to get excited about? It's
amazing.
Yeah, it's just just simple things in life. You gotta take stock. Blitz Keith 0065. How are you doing, sir? Says turned it up a notch. So essentially, you're saying they go to space and they have a heist crew, right? Yeah, I get that reference. Like Captain America, I get that reference. Did you all see Romulus? Everyone on the panel?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. You loved it, Jim? Yeah. What about Phil? Did you see it?
Yeah, so good.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm going to wait for it to come out on streaming.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say VHS, and then I realized it was 2024.
Almost did. I almost did.
The pause kind of got me, man. The pause kind of got me. Collector Joey, thanks very much for chiming in here with the 5 stars, giving us a 5-star review. Good stuff. Who else? We've seen a few other people in the chat as well. We got L Walker. Is it Larry Walker? I don't know. Or is it L Walker? I think I heard people call you Larry Walker. Were they just assuming? You don't have to share your first name with us, but L Walker is here. And who else do we got? Love those movies, but the figures aren't great. What were you talking about there, Eddie?
Because someone asked why I didn't pick Mr. Freeze or something from.
Yeah, I get you. Joey grabbed the Hall of Armors. Mike Fail is saying, focus. Now that you're using Bladden, you couldn't grab 3 of those in a fire since they're smaller than your details. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of funny. So I think chat is going flying. Dan says he's slacking off work, and Trevor says hit that like button and saying that Romulus was really good. Can't snap Alien and the chest burster. X-Men Supreme is snapping Alien, and it'd be tough to snap the 2 bulging biceps. I gotta say, I love Predator. My God, it's got some of my favorite cheesy one-liners in all of cinema. Stick around, that's a classic. Or the 2 boys, the handshake. There's nothing more 80s and kind of steroid fueled. It's just brilliant. It's just funny. But so you'd snap Predator or Alien because you're a massive Arnie fan and Predator fan. Phil?
It's a tough one. I saw Predator before Alien, so you'd think that would probably be my preferred, but it's one of those, when you can call something a film or something's a movie, and if I want to watch a film, I'll watch Predator. If I want to watch a movie, I'll watch Alien.
What's the difference?
Because I've always thought a film is something that you can sort of dip in and out of, and you're not really going to lose the plot. Whereas a movie is something you need to sit there, appreciate it for what it is.
I always thought it was the other way around. But no one ever explained why.
I could be completely wrong. I might be making
I thought a lot of people said like a film was a bit more like you have to really tune in and appreciate, whereas a movie is more like a popcorn movie. Again, I don't know. No one ever explained to me why. I thought the words were essentially the same thing, but I presume there's some art house definition. I'm sure Jose would tell us what it is.
No doubt.
Yeah. Jose, if you're in the chat, we need to know the difference between film, being very careful with my pronunciation, and a movie. So, in conclusion, what would you snap, Phil?
Predator.
Damn.
Okay, so it's one for one then. Jim?
Yeah, it'd be the tiebreaker. I would easily snap Predator. Aliens it's my favorite film that there is. I even wrote my dissertation on this film. So, I definitely snap Predator. It is a great film, though. I remember after watching that, do you know that scene where he lifts up the van? I remember after watching that with friends going out and trying to lift the backs of cars, which is ridiculous. But
what
Alien's just great. Sorry? In Predator, do you know where he lifts up the back of the van, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is this when they attack the village? The village.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's the one. We were obsessed with that.
He could do it. He could do it.
He probably could, but Aliens where it's at. So definitely snap the Predator.
Yeah, I think I gotta snap Predator. It's a
good choice.
I like both of the movies, but I think it's because then you've got Alien, and then it leads into Aliens, which depending on what day of the week you ask me which one I prefer. It's generally Aliens, but depending on what mood I'm in. But I think I'd probably pick T2 over T1, and I'd probably pick Aliens over Alien. But I just think getting rid of that, then you could appreciate the 2 movies more, maybe. Whereas Predator, I think the best one is the first one, and then actually the second best one is Prey. I really like Prey. Eddie, did you care for Prey, or did you not care for it, or?
It's good. I don't think I love it the way everybody loves it. I think it's good.
This is the thing. I wasn't expecting to love it. It was like COVID or something, wasn't it? And then it was like,
Yeah.
it skipped the cinema, went straight to movies, and around that time I was really like, I think like WandaVision came out and a bunch of the Marvel Disney Plus show, and I was very underwhelmed. And then that came out, and I was like, oh, here we go, because I think Disney bought the Disney buy both franchises, Alien and Predator. I think they did, but then I wasn't expecting to like it, and then I thought it was class. Just like really liked it, and then the design of the Predator actually grew on me. And what I like about it is it kind of like she's like, I know I want to say like, I don't know, 5'6" or something, but she probably weighs like, I'd say she weighs about like 50 kilos, like she's 50 kilos, 60 max, like. But they didn't ever put her like hand-to-hand combat with the thing, because that would have just been stupid. But like, she kind of tries to stand her ground. She gets thrown around the place. She kind of outwits the Predator really, and with her skill and she's kind of nimble and can move, and she's clever. But
I think that's what bugs me about the movie.
Really? That she never went hand-to-hand with her?
Him. Nah, is that like she beat him in general? Like, I get it, she used her wit and stuff, but like also they make the warriors in the movie idiots, and like all the, it just feels very like, you know, like, oh, female empowerment, that, you know. And I'm like,
you see, that's what I was expecting, and I didn't get that from her because of the way they did it. Yeah, because there was definitely stuff that I've watched recently. I was like, oh, do you know, like, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I would snap Predator on this one. Both two great. Interesting about this one now. Jim, you're smiling. Does that suggest you know what you're going to snap, or that you don't like this, or do you want to go?
No, I know what I'll snap, but these are just such two good films. Yeah, such good films. I mean, I'd snap Reservoir Dogs and keep Pulp Fiction. They're both massively iconic films. I think Pulp Fiction's just got more like quotable reference, like it's just got more to it. I think it's just such a fun film to rewatch as well. Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah, it kind of always delivers, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it does. Just like the restaurant scene, the Big Mac conversation, like all of it. It's just mad. It's such a good film.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like that line where Uma Thurman's character is talking to, there's such good dialogue, because it's just stuff that you could be chatting.
So witty.
You could have had similar conversations with your mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's just not. It's like, I always say, like when I'm with my friends, I'm like, you know what? If we like removed anything that was nonsense from our conversations and kept the stuff which is actually meaningful conversation, 95% of it would just be silence. Like, you know, so like, you know, you're just talking crap like with your friends, but like that's that scene where she's talking about, do you know what I love? When you're in a restaurant, you've ordered your food and you go to the bathroom, you come back and your food is there. That always sticks with me, to the point where now I wait after I order. I go to the bathroom, I wash my hands, just have to get that out there, and then I come back and my food's there. It's like it's just like a thing from Pulp Fiction that it's like, yeah, but I don't.
It's not a line you'd think to hear in a film. It's mad.
No, it's not. But like, I think everyone.
Really not.
The thing is, I think why it's funny is because I think everyone has been in a restaurant at least once and ordered and gone to the bathroom, come back, and their food's ready. So it's like something that everyone has happened, but they just pick out and they make it interesting. Like, but so you'd snap Reservoir Dogs. What about yourself, Phil?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I really like Reservoir Dogs.
And you'd snap Pulp Fiction. So we got now Jim snapping Reservoir Dogs. You're snapping Pulp Fiction. Eddie, what you think?
I think I've said this a couple times, but this might be the hardest one that you've done. Because Quentin Tarantino is, I think, my favorite director of all time. I think most of my favorite movies are Quentin Tarantino movies. And these both, like, are you guys forgetting the the tip argument in Reservoir Dogs is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That whole argument is hilarious.
To the point where you start agreeing with Steve Buscemi for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I don't know, man. I think iconically Pulp Fiction's a bigger movie, but Reservoir Dogs it's so well done. Jeez. I guess I'd have to snap Reservoir Dogs. I hate to snap Reservoir Dogs, but I can't. The one I think my favorite line of all time is say what? One more time.
Oh yeah.
Say what again?
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
what?
yeah. He's
That's
so
my
good in it
favorite
though.
line in any movie
He's
ever,
so
I
good.
think. So
I think
dang.
I know Pulp Fiction's probably a better movie, but I just love the way Reservoir Dogs is 90% in one room.
Mm-hmm.
And for that alone, I just would snap Pulp Fiction. I know it's not the popular choice or the answer, but I love both these movies, but I just thought that was so brave. Like, most of the movie is essentially in one warehouse, bar a few scenes. And like, you're trying to piece together what's going on. And even at the end, okay, we can talk about this. I don't know who gets shot. I still don't know who gets shot,
Yeah.
because you think that, you know, it could be like, and the way he built up such a friendship with him and tells him the truth, you know, as in like Tim Roth tells, is it Harvey Keitel's character the truth?
Yeah.
After, because he's obviously like, he's dying or whatever, and your man's looking after him. They have this bond, but he's like totally screwing them over, like, and I just thought that was cool. And then at the end, I don't know, like, did your man kill Tim Roth? Or did the SWAT team kill? You know, I don't know whose blood it is. It's, yeah, if you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs in the chat, folks, you can thank us later. But I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching this has seen, yeah. Mark Attack. I never tip just for that film. That's good, that's good. You'll understand once you watch it. Yeah, it's funny. Focus agrees with me. Would you snap Pulp Fiction too? Tough choice though. One day. That day could be today.
Wait. Pulp Fiction has a Royale with cheese too.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't do it.
You could ask me the same question in a year and I'd give you a different answer. To be honest, it's they're both amazing movies. Okay, so let's take a look. What else is left? Anyone want to pick something?
Should we go Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We should talk about Obi-Wan. That's what people want to talk about. That's what we'll do. Yeah, work away, Eddie. What do you think? I'll scroll through these. Is it on the screen? It is not on the screen.
No,
There we
it's
go.
not on.
Sorry.
It's now. It is now, though. So, I guess I'll start with what everybody wants to talk about. The update looks tremendously better. It doesn't look great in these pictures, though, because I feel like they just edited the same pictures with the updated head over it, so it looks off in the pictures, and I don't know if it'll look better in hand with the new likeness, because the new likeness is there, like it looks like him now, so I think that's great. But the pictures still throw it off because of the way they edited them, I think.
Yeah.
But it's good
I saw
to
other
see.
pictures of just the head sculpt, which looks better.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find
I've
them.
seen those yet then.
Is he
'Cause it
trying to
looks
choke that stormtrooper? None of this show made sense though.
I love the hair, the single strands, and they're getting so much better at sculpting
So good.
sculpted hair. I think that's the standout for me. But yeah, I think
here we
it's
go.
great to
Here we
see.
go.
Looks
This is
good.
what you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, see, it looks so
That's
much
pretty
more like him
good.
there. That looks good.
Do you think it's the best Ewan McGregor that they've done?
I've always really liked the Revenge of the Sith one. So I don't know. I'd have to see those two in hand next to each other. I never thought that likeness was bad, but you know, I don't know. It's definitely good. It's really good.
So much better than what they showed us in the prototype and the early display pieces.
Yeah, because I used to think he looked a little bit like the dad from Shameless before.
All
And
right.
Now he looks
Oh.
like Ewan McGregor. So
Someone in the chat said he looks like Chuck Norris.
Well, in fairness, now they're similar styles with the beard and the kind of shortish, not it's kind of long, but it's not super long hair. But yeah, I love a good Chuck Norris joke. What do you think, Jim? Go on.
Do you like the beard? I feel like the beard is still soft, but I don't know that there's anything you could do to change that. You know, like I feel like with beards stuff, like the same thing happened with who's the Balin? Like
Raven, yeah.
the beard
Yeah.
was soft, and I feel like the likeness was great, but the beard still looks soft, and I feel like that takes
Throws it
away
off a
from
bit.
it. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely the comic fan is saying still looks like Chuck Norris. This is funny though. I'm so happy for people who are getting this Obi-Wan. So am I. I'm happy because they waited long enough and it was an improvement. I think they've done more than enough for people if they're voting with their wallet to get. They have improved. There's no doubt. I think this is pretty cool. Like the only thing I'm getting from this show is the Vader. So this is funny though. He thinks the old one looked like Wayne Rooney with a wig.
bit
I believe Wayne Rooney has not a wig, but he was bald, and then the next week he was playing with full head of hair. He got like hair transplant therapy probably about 15 years ago at this stage.
Went to Turkey.
Yeah, probably did. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you're shipped, Phil? Yeah.
Just before we came on air, the Pop Collectibles sent me the invoice for the shipping. My jaw dropped. I'm assuming it's a chunky piece because I've got the deluxe, so I'm guessing with the diorama and everything that comes with it. But I normally pay around 50, 60 maybe for Fed. I think it's FedEx they normally ship with. And this dropped. And I've had the conversion now as well from PayPal, and it was £91.56.
What's that in
Euros? That is $8.98 in euros.
What?
Sorry,
What's
Hong
it in
Kong
here?
dollar. Hong Kong dollar.
Yeah, it's like no, yeah. Yeah.
Let's just have a look, see if I can bring that down. So 91.
I'll check the dollars then. I'd say it's about 110, 120 maybe.
Yeah, just shy of $119
Oh,
That's
for
insane.
shipping.
shipping. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So
what you're dealing with.
I've been double stung on this because originally I ordered the Obi-Wan Vader, this Obi-Wan, and C-3PO with the Devil's Workshop.
Yeah.
So I lost my deposits on all three through them. I placed the orders for all three again with Pop Collectibles. This is the last of the three now, obviously, and then to get pinged nearly £100 for the shipping. I'm not happy, but you know.
Would you not look into it? Would you have to pay customs on that as well?
Hopefully not. Touch
Would
wood. I've never been stung through by a pop.
Is
good.
Toys Buying Agent prices any better or?
Well, the reason I didn't order with Tim Sent is because didn't he stop doing pre-orders and things for a bit?
I don't know.
So I'm almost sure he wasn't. I'm sure there were no pre-orders going up on his sites for 12 months, 18 months. So that's why I didn't order with him. Because I looked at him, Lion Rock, because I think they're the same, and I think they tend to hold off a little on the pre-orders and then make it available at a later date.
Yeah, I think I saw a post for this with them. Maybe it was someone else. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah, you'd have
So
to
it
wait
was
a
a
bit lower.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too concerned about waiting. It was the panic because I'd obviously already placed the order with Toys Wonderland. That had been going on for quite a few months. So it was sort of panic then. Once the trouble was sort of well underway and I decided to pull all my orders from them, then I was kind of panicking about trying to reclaim orders with other distributors. And I think Pop were the best deal at the time. So
Yeah.
but I can't fault them. I mean, it's been announced today. I've had the invoice today. it'll be shipped tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. I'll probably have a shipping notification. So
Yeah, I get you. The with that Deadpool 2, while it was nice to, like, it was really straightforward. I messaged Line Rock, and they're like, yeah, look, we've got to go to the, I think they could only get it if they went to some sort of con originally. And then your man Jeremy Cass, I think he's based in Australia or something, but then he has people that ships from Hong Kong, and I messaged him, goes, can you get this? And the price it would have been cheaper for me to go with Lion Rock, but I had reached out and they couldn't get it for me, and I went with Jeremy. And in fairness, it was very quick. Pinged him a message, got back to me straight away. This is the price. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
And it was shipped as soon as it came out, which was great. But like then Lion Rock did get back to me then, like, I don't know, maybe a week later, and kind of go, actually, we can get that, because there was a bit of confusion with that piece originally, because it went on to Sideshow and it was like you could only get the basic version, but I wanted the gold guns. Do you know, the base, not so much, it's a bloody clamshell, but the gold guns,
rubbish.
And then I was under the impression that like it was a con exclusive only, but it's not. Your Sideshow have it's just the weight, so that was kind of annoying. Like, but yeah. So on the panel, go on. Sorry,
Chad. I was going to say, so they ship from Hong Kong, but he's based in Australia, is he?
Yeah, I think he runs the show from Australia,
Right,
and
okay.
they ship. I bought off him twice, and both transactions have been smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But not the price from Line Rock or so much better. So again, that's just my experience. But so you're getting this, Phil. What you reckon, Jim? You in on this, or any interest, or?
It might be. I mean, Obi-Wan's like one of my favorite Star Wars. I've always wanted an Obi-Wan figure in the collection, but just none of them have quite sat with me quite well. I don't know. In the past, it was likeness. I never liked the likeness of the older figures too much. I didn't pre-order this one because I didn't like the original head sculpt, and at the time I was like, I'm not sure if Hot Toys are actually going to do anything about it, because back then I feel like they had less of a reputation of doing that, whereas now they're doing quite good with things like that. And now I'm thinking I might have to see if Toys Buying Agent has any, but I might hold off and see what they have in the future. If I can get a Phantom Menace Obi-Wan one day, please, Hot Toys, then maybe that'll be my Obi-Wan
That is the one that
representation.
people are waiting for, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still a bit shocked they didn't come up with that. I don't know what the deal
Who
is
knows?
with
Who
that.
knows?
But, so it's a no. I'm not picking up for now, but we'll see in the future.
Yeah, same. It was originally I was kind of going, that would look kind of cool with the Kenobi Vader, but then the head sculpt definitely put me off. But now I was like, oh, it looks a lot better there. But I just no, I can't.
Yeah, new sculpt's good. It fits the character a lot better as well.
And I really like the
sad.
outfit there, the leg warmers and all. Like, I do like the outfit, and I like the way the layers sit, and that little box
with the extra hooded
lightsabers,
robe
that's
on
pretty
top.
cool. Yeah, I like that. I like them. The characters with kind of hoods and robes look cool. All right, Jim, what you want to pick?
What's the binoculars?
Eddie already picked them. That's like what you're looking
Oh, did
forward
he?
to.
Oh,
Yeah, we
damn.
took a look at stuff that's
The movie reel. Should we go for that?
okay. I'm not going to
chose
go around
that,
the whole panel, but like the movie reel now is recommend a movie there. Do you know what? It's coming up to scary season. Maybe you want to recommend a scary movie to us, or you don't have to any movie at all. I won't go through the full panel unless someone really wants to recommend something, but
Scary film.
it doesn't have to be a scary film, but just whatever.
I don't know. It's okay. If no one's seen it and this isn't everyone's bag, but I would say if you're in a scary movie kind of feel, Terrifier 2. It's disgusting and horrible, but it's just art just on its own.
I've
It's
heard.
just so creepy and fun. The film's just a
I
bit
think it was
messed up. There.
Austin Nicholas. He's a big horror fan. He was talking about this, and it's supposed to be like real gore horror. Would that be right?
Oh, it's gross. It's like kind of, it's like low budget still, so the gore's pretty gruesome, but you can tell it's a bit fake, and it gets a bit. The second film especially, it's got a particular scene that's just brutal. But the actual character art's he's just so charismatic in a terrifying way. And Trick or Treat Studios did a really good figure of him, actually, which I quite like.
You know, That reminds me, just Alien Romulus. That was a pretty brutal scene towards the end of that.
Yeah. That end scene.
That was intense, man. I thought like
Yeah.
the kind of I suppose what would you call it, the alien abortion scene from Prometheus was pretty hectic. Like, do you remember that she goes into this device, like a medical device she sits in? It's all kind of like the freezing unit, but like, and it scans her and there are things inside her, and the machine basically cuts her up and removes the alien. But that Romulus took it to
It's a big theme throughout the Alien series, the whole like it's all about rape and pregnancy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
100%.
that was like the reverse of Resurrection, wasn't it? That final scene. I always thought that kind of threw me out of the film a bit, but
the very end of Romulus, the very end, this was completely lost to me. But okay, Eddie, what you want to talk about? You've got the. I noticed that no one's picking Face Off. No one wants to be put on the spot. So you got Face Off, the beta symbol, and then New.
Yeah, I'd probably be the worst ever to play that Face Off game. So, like, I know I've seen a lot of stuff, and obviously I haven't seen a lot of stuff too. But I don't remember director names and stuff, so I couldn't do that. But
there is a bit of an advantage, though. I think one of the answers has been discussed on this channel already. It's in this episode.
You're trying to tempt me into picking
that,
huh?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna go fire.
Okay. Oh, we already picked it. We already switched our fire figures. Yeah. They were the fire figures.
Right. All right. Let's get into the beta talk. I guess I'm not picking Face Off, bro.
Cool. Yeah. So like, I think this has been talked to death, but like, so I'll give you my perspective because, like, I don't own anything from Jazzinc. You know, I've interviewed Yost. I spoke to Yost. I think he's a nice guy.
Oh, that's a nice hat, by the way. I just noticed that you were wearing that.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I pretty much have 2 alien hats and I wear them every week or whatever. Do you know what's it, Wayland Utani or Utani? Ridley Scott named that company after 2 neighbors he didn't like. That's where the name comes from. Yeah, he just was like, we're going to call this company after. Yeah. So that's a fun fact. Got it from like the extras in one of the Alien DVDs. But yeah, so I don't own any Jazzinc products. I have interviewed Yost before. I was telling the guys before the show that when I interviewed him, and the reason I wanted to interview him because I'm ordering. I have on order the '89 Batmobile. Really looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to getting in hand and all that. When I interviewed him before we went live, I said, "Look, I have a bunch of questions. Some of them are kind of sticky. Do you want to see them beforehand?" And he said, "Nope." He said, "He didn't want to see the questions beforehand." I really respected that because there were some sticky questions. You go back and watch that. I asked him about like what's the story with the licensing for Star Wars stuff because I understand he doesn't have the license for that. I asked him about the issue. I heard about this issue with Putty. I hadn't got the full story, and he threw a lot of clarity on that. But one of the things I asked him about, he had before we went live, he asked me, "Look, there will be some." He used I remember him using the phrase beta testing, and I was like, "Okay, what is that?" And he said basically they're sending out some of the early copies to people they can have a look at and review. And then he said it again on the show. You can go back and watch it. It's all there. And I immediately went to like I'm a collector first and YouTuber second. So I immediately went to, okay, what happens if I get it and there's something wrong with it? Will I be able to send it back and get a replacement vehicle? And he said yes. My next question was obviously, okay, but who'll pay the shipping? Because I didn't make a mistake. I would have got a defective vehicle. And he said, no, I'll pay the shipping and I'll send you out a brand new vehicle fixing. I was like, "Grand, it's all there. You can go back and watch the stream. Probably good watching if you plan on watching the next one." He definitely used beta testing. He explained that a sample group to be sent out to people. He offered me one of them, and I said, I made a point saying, if, like, it's a lot of money. Like, and my situation is, yeah, it's $1,500. But built into my payment plan, because I live in Ireland, it's 23% extra VAT. So that's $1,900. And then it's $300 shipping, which he did tell me before I even placed the order in the first place. That's $2,200. So the way I see all this now, he did actually offer me 2 weeks ago one of these beta testing vehicles. He explained it's been shipped from Asia. So I politely said, look, Joost, I appreciate you offering me one of these, but I can't take that because I'm already paying 23% VAT on this. If this ships from Asia and lands into Irish Border Patrol Customs, which it will, they'll just see Asia. What are they going to do? Slap another 23% on top of it for VAT and customs as well. There won't be any talk. I don't want to take that risk. So mine will be coming from the Netherlands, hopefully sometime in October. That's all I know. And that's like my first-hand information and my dealings with Joost. And I'm not going to comment on anyone else or like the YouTubers and reviews and stuff like that. I'm just telling you that's my experience. That's kind of all I have to say about it, really. Still looking forward to the vehicle, but I am concerned it is a lot of money. And hopefully I understand all those other YouTubers are getting replacement vehicles, so if that's the case, I don't see the issue, but I don't have it in hand to see. I don't really have anything else to say about it. Eddie, do you want to weigh in on this?
I probably don't have as hot of a take or like even as much investment in the topic as you guys do, but just my personal thing with Jazzinc, like I appreciate Joost and everything he's doing for the community and like, what he offers, and think it's awesome. Obviously he made the Batman Forever Batmobile, which would have never happened or might happen someday now, but like, you never know. So I like that he offers stuff that you can't get, and I've seen a lot of the vehicles in hand through friends' collections and through other stuff, and like I've got to mess with a couple of them, the 66 Batmobile and the I think that's the only one I've actually like got to mess with the features and everything of it. And they're cool. My personal thing with them is I think even for what you get, they're too expensive. So personally, I'd rather just get Hot Toys just because it's more affordable and it still is cool in my opinion. I don't know the whole argument between which one is more movie accurate between the two. Like, I prefer more movie accuracy, but are they that far off from each other? I don't know. Like, is it double the price far off? I don't know, dude. So I don't even know the whole controversy and everything going on with. I know there's been YouTubers getting it early to do reviews on it and stuff, which is, I don't know why community gets mad at that kind of stuff, because like that's
happens in every industry.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. They're doing reviews for you. So like I don't get why people would get annoyed by that, even if they did get like a free just to review and then had to send it back. That happens in statue.
Yeah. And it's a perfect,
time,
just, I don't mean to cut you off, but Mike Fails, this is perfect, exactly what Eddie's saying. Focus, just out of curiosity, when you're offered something like this, you have to front the whole cost. That is the question of the night. I'm currently about maybe 2/3 through my payment plan. And when he messaged me for one of these beta test units, it was like, yes, I had to pay off the balance and the shipping. But the main issue is, as I've described already, if it gets shipped for me from Asia, I could be subject to VAT twice, which I'm not taking that risk. So I had the peace of mind knowing from what he told me in the last stream that if one of these beta test units wasn't up to standards, I could ship it back, he'd pay the shipping, he'd ship me out a replacement. So that really wasn't too much of a concern. But now I'm more thinking, even if he'll do that, which he seems to be apparently sending replacements out to to the other YouTubers. I think it's common knowledge now that he's sending one out to Jay and I think Mafia as well, and which, you know, fair play to me sending them out. So that really wasn't a concern. Okay, if I got a defective vehicle, I could send it back. But then again, now I'm thinking, do I really want that hassle? You know what I mean? So if they are going to improve, use the information that they gathered from these beta testing batches to improve the official first batch, second batch, third batch, probably makes more sense just for me to wait as well. Do you know what I mean? But sorry, yeah, there was no discount. There was no discount. It was basically you have to front the whole cost, and I'm in a position as well where it's not just 1,500 plus your 300 shipping to America. It's 1,500, 300, and then that 23% tax, like, which is a chunk. So I'm talking $2,200. So the advance you're paying off early is you get it earlier. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's what it's coined, a beta test batch. So that's all I know. Sorry, Eddie, you're saying you don't understand why
I wouldn't
people get annoyed because people get stuff for free.
Yeah, even if they did get it for free, usually they send out a prototype and you review it and then you send it back. I mean, Justin does that with INART sometimes, I think. And like I said, statues companies have always done it. XM Studios sends out prototypes to all of the big YouTuber reviewers, and they send them around to each other and they review everything. And I don't get why that would be something to be upset about, unless you feel that the reviewer reviewing it wouldn't give an honest opinion because they're getting it in hand first. But usually it depends on how the person sending it out, like if they get a free item, then maybe they wouldn't be honest in their review. But if they send out a prototype and then say you have to send it back, usually they're more inclined to be honest about that because they're not keeping the item anyway. So I don't know, I get that part of it, like not worrying that whoever's reviewing it isn't honest about it. But sometimes the community gets annoyed with dumb stuff to me. But other than that, like I don't really know the whole thing going on with everybody right now, so I don't.
Have you ever, Eddie? Can I ask you a question? Have you ever like watched a Justin's Collections video? Just is the biggest 1/6, reviewer, and had no interest in the figure, but when you watched it, was like, I'm gonna buy that because Justin says it's good. Have you ever?
Sometimes, but it's not usually. Well, yeah, I guess I could fall under that like hype a little bit. Yeah, I've definitely fallen under. Sometimes, yeah.
I've never,
but it's usually when someone is more invested in the product, like loving it. Like I tend to do that with like Dean Knight, because like he's so passionate about the stuff he reviews. Like I end up like liking stuff that I would have never liked because he's like the way he films it and the way he talks about it. Like I can end up falling under hype of that kind of stuff, but. I'm not going to just go and spend my money.
Yeah, like I'm the opposite though. I'm kind of more, I'm pretty much just watching reviews of stuff that I have some sort of an interest in. Because there's so much content out there and I can't watch reviews on figures that I'm not interested in really. And then if I'm interested in the figure and I haven't actually pre-ordered it or ordered it or whatever, I'll watch all the reviews. But it's more the figure itself that sells me on the figure, not the person's hyper enthusiasm. Do you know? That's the way I think.
Well, I mean, I won't click on the video if it's something that I don't care about. So usually if I get sold on something, it's something that I did have an interest in in the beginning.
So I'm going to clarify this because Dan's giving me shit. I do watch reviews, but I watch reviews for stuff that I'm interested in. And your reviews are awesome. And you went to town with those posing, those Darth Vader Return to Jedi poses. And I commented on your video. See, keeping me honest here. Also, your DX19 video for back in the day. I was waiting for my DX19 and I loved that video. So he was fishing for compliments. We know he was fishing for compliments. There you go. Dean Knight is a fellow Brit. He tells us straight like the rest of us. Yeah, he's really not liking that 89 Batman at the moment. And I see something there. I think I missed something. So,
welcome to the club, man.
So speaking of the 1989 Batmobile, thanks very much, Figurecraft, for becoming a YouTube member. I watched your, I think I watched in the replay. It was the live unboxing. Man, that thing just looked absolutely huge. Philly, would you mind letting us know? Like, I know you said you were going to do a review, and you have the Hot Toys one, a comparison, stuff like that. Again, maybe you don't want to share this, whatever. Like, but was there any issues you found with it? Well, like, was the vehicle okay? Because I watched the live stream, and it's I think on the replay, but you seem very impressed by it and looked pretty cool. But were you any issues that you encountered in yours? I hope the answer is no. But yeah, thanks very much, appreciate it, and I'll add you to the list of channel members. And if you're still a channel member on the 10th of October, you'll be entered in that. You have a chance to win that giveaway. Phil, what do you reckon? Or do you have anything else to add, Eddie? Or people just feel free to just cut across each other and stuff.
Go on, Eddie. No,
I got nothing really.
I'm singing off the same sort of hymn sheet as Eddie, really. I mean, I haven't got really any interest in it, so I haven't really watched any of the reviews. I've seen or comments posted about different dramas going on, but I mean, I don't know.
Do you think maybe it's like people just don't like each other in the community for whatever reason, and then they make these videos just to piss off the other people they don't like?
Maybe.
Would that be kind of to sum it up? Would it know? Like, or
maybe.
But I mean, sells, man.
Surely,
yeah.
Go on, Eddie. Sorry.
No, it's definitely fun to watch. So that's I think the biggest thing. I think it's fun to watch, and everybody gets sucked in. It's like watching reality TV, you know.
The Real Housewives of XYZ.
But yeah, people tend to blow it out of proportion. Like I said, like there are things that personally I don't want with Jazzinc. Like I don't want to spend the money. Call me a fair weather collector or whatever. Like I'm fine with a hot toy that's half the price, dude. I don't care.
I get that too, man. Like I get that. I 100% get that, because like I've given you the price breakdown, and I know that like the Hot Toys is what, $750. I think I got a quote from Line Rock was about $600 or something. It was pretty damn good in shipping, and I wouldn't have got caught for customs. That's pretty damn good. Like, and like, say like, okay, the just the vehicle alone, forget about like whatever arrangements you have, whatever. Let's say Hot Toys $750, Jazzinc $1,500. I do think the Jazzinc is better, or will be better when all the issues are sorted and stuff. But is it twice as good? How I compare that is like the soccer player, football player, whatever you want to call him, who's on like, I don't know, 100 grand a week and just been bought in from, I don't know, Man City or whatever. Like, is he, and the other guy who's on half, is he twice as good as him? Probably not. He's probably a good 10%, 15, 20% better, maybe 30. But that goes a long way. Am I making sense?
Yeah, but
like it's not. Is it going to be twice as good?
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
not. But
at the end of the day, who are you buying the vehicle for? I mean, Shane, are you going to sit there and literally stare at that Batmobile, picking faults in it? As in, I mean, I wouldn't. That movie's dark.
I will be staring at it. Oh, I will be staring at it. Definitely. Do you know what I mean? But like, you know, I'm gonna stare the shit out of it. Yeah. So like,
and I do the same. I sit here every night and I stare at my figures. But
it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine.
So I'm gonna get my staring money's worth. But but
I mean, it's like you've mentioned on numerous streams about being Vader blind, and I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm Vader blind, and I don't walk up to the display case every night and go, oh, hang on, that's missing from the Obi-Wan Vader, or one second, because I personally don't pay that much attention to detail.
Yeah.
And if you had the Hot Toys one, like Eddie said, that you've paid half the price for, and it's there representing the Batmobile.
I think the difference for me too is I would care more about the figure than I do about the car. The car is cool, but I think Hot Toys nails what I want the car to do, which is to sit there and make the figure look cooler. And so like when it comes to paying more for a figure, I tend to lean more towards INART with stuff because I want either better articulation, more accuracy in the figure, better likeness, better rooted hair job. Like I'll pay the extra for that stuff, but with a vehicle that's just sitting there, you know, I know he's been putting in these little tricks and things that are cool with the lights and the sounds and stuff, but like other than like, you know, showing that off to someone once in a while, I'm never gonna do that. So
yeah, I mean, I've never been interested in vehicles because I do think no matter how good they are, they still look sort of toyetic, whereas the figures don't tend to. They're a representation. If somebody walked and looked at my collection, they could probably point a few of the characters out, not all of them, but I'd say, oh, well, that's Robert Downey Jr. or that's Chris Evans. But I do find I personally find the vehicles look toyetic, no matter who makes them. And that's probably why I'm not so interested. But I haven't got that connection either, so I don't have the connection with the 89 Batmobile or even the Batmobile. But that's personal preference. I mean, I'm not into vehicles, but
yeah. And Philly Figurecraft, thanks for answering the question. Minor paint scuff from packaging, missing rubber to keep the canopy flush. Everything else was good. Do you want to share, like, I presume you're in contact with Yoast. Has he given you a solution, or is that something you want to hold off on for your own video? If you want to share, that'd be great. And if not, fair enough. That's okay, Philly. I do appreciate you answering the question. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Phil. I'm just not really interested in collecting vehicles. I mean, they're beautiful looking pieces. I watched Justin's video, and actually you're talking about being almost swayed to buy things by reviews, and I will give a shout out to Figurecraft because his Batmobile collection video was insane, and I was really tempted to almost just jump into vehicle collecting, but they are very expensive, probably a bit too rich for my blood. I could get a lot of figures to kind of for that price and so on, so it's not something I'm massively invested in, but he does make really nice looking pieces. But if I was ever to get a vehicle, it probably would be something from the cheaper end, and it would be as a backdrop. Like if I ever got the 89 Batman, I'd use the Batmobile as a backdrop. So I don't know if I'd want to spend, what is it, like 2,000 quid for something that for me would be like, an accessory. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am.
Yeah,
but they are beautiful bits.
Yeah, I don't see it as an accessory though. I know
Yeah,
what you're saying, but it's just
me,
too. Yeah. I see a Batarang as an accessory. It's kind of so. It's just so much presence because it's just huge, like.
It is big.
But you know what it is as well. Like I said it a lot. Like I pass on a lot of things that I like to get the things that I love, and there's a lot of time I'll be on the stream going, "Nah, I'm not getting it. This looks class, but I'm not getting it. And this is one of those times where it's like, yeah, this is in the same category as the 4-pack INART Joker, which is coming sometime in 2029. But yeah, it's yeah.
What tends to blow my mind is the fact that with all of this stuff, there always tends to be like lines drawn and like, which one are you supporting? And if you don't support the one I like, you suck. And it's crazy because it's all here. It's all here to benefit all of us. So if I like the Hot Toy and I don't want to mess with Jazzinc, like, why should that affect my relationship with anybody else in the company? Like, who cares? I'm just saving money personally. Why does that make me a piece of shit?
I get it. But that's the thing. That's what I was saying earlier on. I think that like someone sees a post on YouTube or Facebook and the person's happy with the Hot Toys one, and it's not so much that they're trying to convince them that the Jazzinc one is better or vice versa. It's more like, I know that this person will be emotionally triggered if I say that Hot Toys one sucks, Jazzinc one is so more accurate, or if I say, oh, that Jazzinc one, that's going to fall apart, the Hot Toys one is so much better, it should have saved you money, what an idiot. And the person's triggered then, and then it's just get the popcorn out. Do you know what I mean? I think maybe that's more about it. I think it comes down to the people maybe not liking each other or something like that. Yeah, like as in, like, I stream with Dan. I consider Dan a friend. Really looking forward to sharing a beer with Dan. Early October. He's got the Hot Toys one. I'm going to get the Jazzinc one. And realistically, none of them are perfect. And you could argue that the Jazzinc one is definitely more expensive and maybe the value isn't there. So, but like it's the same way as if, like, I know I'm not a religious man, but I've people in my life, say friends who are Muslims or really devout Catholics. I don't waste my time convincing them not to be the religion they are, and they don't waste their time convincing me to, read the Bible or the Quran. Like,
yeah, just take solace in your own mind, knowing that you're 100% right and they all suck. You don't have to say it online.
Not what I was getting at, but you see where I'm going. It's like, as in, yeah, okay, and like, I get it as well. Like, the way, if you could be, like, you're never going to win an argument on the internet. It's just not going to happen. Like, and like, I don't know. It's sometimes, like, maybe if you're particularly passionate about something, you've had a rough day and you're tired, and someone said the wrong thing, you might go, but like, it's kind of, sometimes it's just easier to use that block button because it's just like, that's what it's there for. And not with someone disagree with you, but when someone's been rude about it. But yeah, yeah. So I'm still looking forward to it.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it in, for real, because I mean, nobody I know is picking it up. I would love to see it for real. Same as any vehicle. I can appreciate them because they look incredible, but they're not for me.
Yeah, it's there's definitely, like, a proportion of Jazzinc followers who, like, they're loyal to the death, like, and they're like almost Jazzinc extremists. But then on the other side, there's Hot Toys extremists. None of them are right, like, and there is that kind of tribalism or whatever, like. Going back to the interview I did with Jazz, like, I thought it was genuine, or Yost, I thought it was I really was impressed that, like I said, here, do you want to see these questions? I didn't want to blindside the man, I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. He's after giving up his time coming on. And he said no, which is great, because I wanted to ask the tricky questions. And he definitely, if you watched that interview, like, he very, very comfortable through it. But even despite that, I got a bunch of comments on it that were just like, what are these people drinking? Like, just hardcore Jazzincers, the Jazzinc extremists, who were like, you made Yost feel so uncomfortable. Like, go and read the comments. They're hilarious. I had to screenshot them and show them to my friends, and they're going to laugh at their expense. But there was a lot of them who were just like, I'm like, who are these people? Like, what? How you have that amount of time to care that much? But yeah, it was kind of like, Yost felt really uncomfortable. I could tell. I screenshotted a message. I sent it to Yost, and Yost was like, felt grand, like, So really weird stuff. But there'll probably be more of the same Thursday week. But again, I asked him, do you want to see the questions? He said no. So yeah, hopefully the people get sorted with replacements or whatever, and hopefully it goes into informing the rest of the official first batch, second batch and stuff, that they take that on board and improve. Anyone to add anything else? Cool.
Nope.
Right. So the last thing then, anyone get anything new this week?
No, nothing this week.
I got in, and I don't know why I did this, but I bought the Sideshow General Grievous.
Wow.
I don't know why, but it just I put a bid on it.
You know how we were talking about not judging people earlier for their purchases? You, what an idiot.
Leave it out.
Is this the second time you've streamed with him? I always like to think that I need to build a relationship with my friends before I call them morons. But yeah, you're obviously you're close friends now, official, Jim. When he's taking a piss out of you, you're good mates. Yeah,
it's kind of valid though. I've got no comeback to that.
But why did you, when your Hot Toys did one, yeah?
Yeah, I've got that on pre-order as well. To be honest, it was It was cheap. I like to do a lot of photography over my Instagram. It's good for that. God, it's a good looking figure, but everything everyone says about it is completely correct. It's flimsy, it doesn't stand up.
That's an apt
you know.
description, Jim.
Actually trying to take photos is a nightmare because you'll get the shot lined up and you're like, yes, and then a little breeze will come through the window and you'll just like face plant. See, I don't know why. Like there's good things to it. For some reason the lightsabers are magnetic, so it sticks into his hand, but it doesn't quite work very well. Yeah. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to compare them at least, you know. And you could always, even though there are issues with it, I'm sure you'll be able to find 2 different uses for both in your collection, you know, 2 different display options.
You could have one.
You could have Obi-Wan, the Revenge of the Sith, after slicing them into bits, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Just put them apart. Maybe. We'll see.
Have him doing the creepy crawly thing. Didn't he do like that weird? crawly
Yeah, he was
thing?
insectoid.
he does.
Yeah.
You probably could do that with him actually.
Yeah. I'll just go through my. I didn't really. There's kind of okay. So I always said that like I love CCFLs, but I always said that if I ever had any issues, I'd let you know. I get mine from Art 15 Customs. This isn't like a hack piece on them, but my Ahsoka I had posed behind me, and it had the 2 lightsaber blades, the short one and the long one, ignited, and she was kind of looking straight down, kind of a wide stance, and had the hood up, and I really liked it. Anyway, it fell over, and it was fine. You know, the blades were still fine and everything. And I reposed. It was like, you know, I took this opportunity to repose it, and I had a really cool pose where she was holding like the kind of curved, longer blade lightsaber kind of behind her back, and the other one in front. But I didn't dial it in as I normally would. I didn't like make sure the stance was wide enough, make sure the center of gravity was right, make sure the feet were flat, and it's kind of an awkward figure to pose the best of times. But I came in yesterday and I turned on my lights and I took a look and I was like, oh man, she's taking a tumble again. And I noticed one of the lightsabers was powered, the short one, but the long one wasn't. And whatever way she'd falled, she had cracked 2 parts of it, so it's dead now. So if you do have CCFLs, they are delicate. Now I will say, this was on me. I should have taken more time. I don't use stands. Maybe I should have, but I don't. I use them sometimes. But yeah, I should have taken the care that the figure was more secure. But yeah, it was quite delicate. Now the same guy, I am going to go back to him. He has these Neo LED ones, which interestingly enough claims are unbreakable. But they're not the same tech. But I'm interested to see what they're like, because I want to get a Vader one, so I might actually replace my Ahsokas. So, but it's not new, and it doesn't photograph very well, but I do quite like this pose. And again, no stand. So this is the lightsaber she has with the lantern. I think I saw a similar pose on, I think it was Yan Toys or something like that. He does a much better version than I do, but I just thought it was kind of cool. Using one of the 13 Grogus I have. And this, on the subject of transparency, I've ordered module cases. From what I've seen, anyone who had them, I think the final product, just to be clear, no, I'm not getting rid of the Leidens. I really like the 1 figure per shelf look. And what I have behind me, I'm getting rid of the risers. Never been happy with my risers. I don't think they're solid enough. And if I get 2 of these Max Customs, they will not only be a more solid riser for the 7 IKEA Bloodlands I have, but also that they are... I could store the vehicles. So this is where the tumbler is going to go one, and the obviously Jazzinc 89 is going to be better. So what they are, you're looking at they're module cases. They're the Max series, but they're customs. They're 125 centimeters long each. But there was some parts basically missing, and in fairness to Brian, I was a bit frustrated with that, to be honest. But I reached out to Brian straight away, and he apologized, and he's shipping the stuff out during the week. So in fairness, really, really good customer service. So I'm looking forward to getting them built. So yeah, there's big changes coming. It's exciting. Hopefully I can get these built next weekend. And there's a lot of work in it, but yeah. So yeah. So again, the display behind me will be the same, just a bit higher, because these are quite high. And I am looking forward to having some vehicles in storage. The tumbler's been in there for months. What about yourself? You got that Obi-Wan coming?
Yeah, that's hopefully I'll have the shipping notice in the morning. I don't know, they're normally about 7 working days, I think, pop collectibles. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, I'll have it by next Monday. But for stream, we'll see. Have you seen the new IKEA single sort of figure display?
Yeah, I think you sent them into the group chat. They're kind of cool looking, aren't they?
They look nice.
Yeah. Apart from the color limitations, but yeah, you could spray them, I suppose.
Stanley, no, don't give that man credit. The thing, what's behind me is the same, going to stay the same. 7 of the balance. It's just going to be a bit higher. So yeah, it's solved the problem for me.
So that stretches along
vehicle storage.
Yeah, stretches along.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be it's around the bottom at the moment. I get a lot of comments on my videos when I put up the shorts, just a little 10 or 20 second scanning shorts of just the display about where did you get that riser. It's just a TV stand, and it looks the business and has LEDs and everything like that, like an underglow, but it is kind of weak. I think it's a little too light for what's on top of it, and also I can't store vehicles in it. So these ones are significantly higher at the moment. Look, I think it's about 40 centimeters high, but with the risers and everything, it's going to be 80 centimeters high. So that means everything here is going to be pushed up like 40. So it's going to go right to the roof. So we're maximizing my space as well. So yeah. All right, folks. That's pretty much it. So Austin Nicholas, boarding a plane in Dallas right now. Sorry, I wanted to stop by. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your Euro trip. Yeah, I know you like your traveling, and it looks like you hit some really nice spots. Anyone want to add something, folks, before we sign out?
No, I don't think so. Not for me.
Cool. All right. See you, folks. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully see you next week. So, good luck.